¿Qué tal, gente? Buen día, ¿cómo estamos? Aquí estamos en el reaccionando live stream de la 5.2 de Genshin Impact. Les saluda a su amigo Angelus. ¿Qué tal? Estoy muy emocionado, la verdad. Empecemos. ¿Qué tal les parece? Yeah.
We're a tribe of warriors. In ancient times, we were responsible for patrolling and defending all of Natlan.
So Khan's still managing to sow discord, even after all these years.
If you want to resolve a conflict through dialogue, sometimes you need a third-party
Ah, mira,
facilitator.
que no se chasca.
At this time and place, I'll bet the easiest person to find is...
¡Oh, wow!
His spirit has
Pues se ven muy bien los mapas, la verdad.
I just want to rescue
Ororón.
Granny won't let me.
Me gusta, gente, me gusta de Ororón.
500 years later, and it's resurfaced again.
Capitano.
I worry that we risk repeating the mistakes of the Cinder City.
As long as the soul is involved, I should be able to help. Be free.
Chasca. ¿Qué onda, gente? ¿Qué van a tirar por chasca o no? Yo me estoy esperando a Mabuika. La verdad, neta,
Time to say hello.
le tengo mucho fe. Ahí dejen en los comentarios a ver con quién por qué van a tirar y por qué.
Before the
Cada quien tire por su
final
favorito.
truly arrives, we must fight harder than ever.
Oh, wow. Y ahí está Citlali en la portadita. Código, gente. Primer código de 100 Proto Gems. ¿Qué tal? Ororón. Ororón no sé si sea 5 estrellas. Creo que va a ser 4. Citlali 5 estrellas. Chasca igual. Chasca igual 5 estrellas. Y esperando que pase rapidito esta versión para la 5.3, ya están listos con la motorista Mabuika. Parece una motera, la verdad, pero me encanta. Yo soy de los que tienen poquitos arcontes. Si acaso tengo 2 arcontes, 2. Sí, 2. Nuevo, pues es muy poderoso, pero no cuenta como arconte ahorita. Según el lore.
Hey travelers, welcome to the Genshin Impact version 5.2 special
Otra vez estos
program.
tipos.
I'm Gabe from the Loke
Estos
team.
estuvieron en el live stream pasado.
We meet again.
Lástima que no podemos estar reaccionando, pero
Want to join us?
ahí está.
Hey, don't be shy.
Son
Come out and say
los
hello.
viajeros de Monster.
I'm not
Va a haber nuevas
sure what
criaturas.
that meant, but it was adorable.
Vamos a tener un nuevo mapa, gente. Eso es muy
She
bueno.
approves of your compliment.
Hey, I didn't know you could speak Saurian.
Oh, I
Se llama
can't,
Soria en
but I can make an educated guess
el
based
saurio
on
que
her
sé.
body language.
Whoa, are all Kukusaurs as friendly as this one?
Adult Kukusaurs are usually very proud creatures, but there are always exceptions.
Well, since our Kukusaur friend kicked things off for us, I know just the place to start. The Flower Feather Clan.
All right, let's do it.
El clan de los flores.
Kukusaurs live among the
Oh!
Flower Feather Clan, which is suspended high above the mountains.
¡Oh!
This is a tribe of
¡Qué
warriors,
maravilla!
and most of their people can
Me gusta,
command
me
the
gusta.
power of the skies. It was
Digo,
the
no es que
Flower
siempre me
Feather
gusta lo que
Clan's
hace
ancient
Genshin
duty
Impact,
to
pero
patrol
esta vez
and safeguard
en
the
realidad sí me
entire
está
region
gustando
of
los
Natlan.
mapas.
As elite special forces, their job was to detect threats, disseminate intel,
Siento que va a ser
and
como
quickly
al estilo
neutralize any
Avatar,
dangers to the nation. Though the
que
circumstances are
es
different
una
now,
nación
the tribe never
aérea,
forgot
por lo
its
que se ve.
origins. They still hold trials
Una
to assemble
región
the
aérea
fastest
de
teams in the
Natlan.
tribe. The trials test
Y
a
ahí se ve.
pilot's skill and teamwork with the
Sí,
Kukusaurs.
güey.
Oh, I'm so pumped about these Kukusaurs.
Los Kukusaurs.
Yeah, Kukusaurs
Oh.
are the proudest out of
Es como
all
un
the
flamingo.
Saurians.
Mira.
They know that they're the kings of the
Necesitamos
sky.
que levante la patita.
Kukusaurs can consume phlogiston
Oh,
to
vamos a
climb
poder
higher
volar.
or perform a horizontal roll in midair. Holding the
Wow.
sprint
A mí me
button
sirve
allows
porque
them to
no
enter
pude
an
tirar por
accelerated
Silone
glide state after a
el
horizontal
último
roll.
día
In
que
addition,
ya iba a tirar
they
por
can
ella.
even use phlogiston
Se me ha
wind
olvidado qué
tunnels
día
to
era y
quickly
se
cover
me fue el
great
ban.
distances.
Okay, so I'm assuming that cuckosaurs are really hard to tame.
Yeah, that's
No puedo estar
true.
leyendo y viendo,
You
gente,
need to
lo siento.
prove yourself in some worthwhile
Bueno, aquí
feat,
sí.
like demonstrating exceptional archery skill during flight. That's the only way to become a true cuckosaur rider.
Wow, that's so strict.
Conductor de
Tell me
cucosaurio.
about it. But okay, now that we've got a glimpse of the Flower Feather clan, it's time for a quiz.
Glimpse of the
What?
Flower Clan.
Already?
El clan de las
Yep,
flores.
I hope you're prepared.
Espero que estés
Every
preparado.
tribe in that land has a unique way of communicating with their Saurian companions. The members of the Flower Feather clan use a special item to summon their cuckosaurs.
No sepo inglés.
What is that item?
A basket filled with their favorite foods?
Here's a hint.
Como que
We
basket.
just saw the answer in the previous video.
Oh, I remember now. Horn.
Ding ding ding!
Un cuerno.
Cuckosaurs live far from the tribe and from each other, so in order to summon them, the tribespeople use whistles and horns to produce loud noises. So there's your overview of cuckosaurs. Maybe they sound a little unapproachable compared to other saurians, but don't worry, travelers. If you get into a tough situation, then Chaska, the Flower Feather clan's expert peacemaker, can help
Waifu,
mediate the
100%
conflict.
mommy.
Knitch mentioned that her method of
Está muy
mediation
bonita.
is silencing both parties. Is
Dice
that true?
producción, periroja.
Well,
Es periroja.
that's only in special cases. Most of the time,
Como todos
Chaska
Chaska.
barely needs to intervene. Everyone knows what she's
Esa
capable
Nemo.
of, so people usually find a way
Trae
to
una
set aside their
pistolota.
differences when she shows up.
Oh, so she doesn't just handle conflicts between humans and saurians. She keeps the peace
Me
between
tiene encantado la
people, too.
animación.
Exactly. Chaska was corrupted by abyssal power as a child, so she has a strong compulsion to fight.
Con sus
But
orejitas
she
de
knows
elfa.
how to rein
Me
it in.
encantan los colores, la
Right.
combinación está
I
muy,
heard
muy
that she
chida,
was
la verdad.
abandoned as a baby. It seems like she's been through
Nice,
a lot.
10 de 10.
Yeah, but luckily
Así
for
como
her,
que ese-
the cuckosaurs took her in and raised her as one
Es
of their own.
escarlata con morado
In
y
addition to
azul.
hunting and flying, Chaska gained a
buena
lot of
combinación de
unique
colores.
combat experience from her Saurian childhood.
La cazadora
When Chaska is
cazando
your
en el
party,
cielo.
defeating monsters will restore
Mira, necesitamos a
phlogiston to your
Furina.
party. While she's in the
Necesitamos poner
Night
las
Soul's
pilas, gente, para
blessing
sacar a
state,
Furina
Chaska can
en
ride and control her
un
gun like a
rerun
cuckosaur.
que tenga
The
Genshin.
Soul Sniper
Ahí
doesn't
la
just
sacamos,
increase her
porque sí
movement
la-
speed
yo la
and
ocupo
resistance
mucho.
to
Si no,
interruption.
pues así
It also allows her
en el
to get a
siguiente
better
rerun.
angle on her enemies.
Wow, that mid-air perspective is so
Mira.
cool. It seems so
No,
liberating.
eso ya es demasiado.
And Chaska's fierce
A
when she's
comparación
in
de
the
cómo
zone.
andábamos en los
In the
primeros,
Night Soul's
los
blessing
primeros
state, Chaska's
actualizaciones.
normal attacks deal
Ahora sí
animal
vamos a
damage to
probar.
enemies in front of her.
Padre.
Unleashing a charged attack in this state will cause Chaska to enter a special aiming mode. This allows her to lock onto a set number of enemies within range and fire up to 6
Tiene mucho
Shadow
rango de
Heart
ataque,
shells,
dice.
which deal animo damage upon impact. In addition, for every
Daño-
pyro, hydro,
daño
cryo,
en
or
anemo.
electro character in your party, one
Pyro,
of
hydro.
Chaska's Shadow Hunt shells will undergo an elemental conversion to deal the corresponding type of elemental damage.
Oh,
no
esas
way.
cositas son
So
como las que
Chaska
le
can
salen
directly
al
deal other types of elemental
Traveler, digo,
damage
al.
based on the characters in her party.
Ay, ¿cómo se llama?
And since
Totamundos.
she's an animal character, she can swirl them at the same time. That's
Qué
awesome.
bueno.
Yeah, I know, right? Her
Va a ser un
elemental
personaje muy
burst has a
especial,
similar
eh.
function too. Chaska fires a gale-splitting Soul Seeker shell during her burst,
Aquellos que
which
quieran tirar
deals
por ella
animo
tiren, la
damage.
verdad.
The attack then splits into 6
Se ve
Soul
muy
Seeker
bueno.
shells, which continue to attack nearby
6
enemies.
tiros.
These shells
Espero que
can
tengan
also
6 tiros,
undergo
es un
elemental
revólver.
conversion.
That's so
Es
cool.
este,
No
usuario
wonder
de
she's
arco.
one of the
Ahorita le vi el
strongest
arco.
warriors in her tribe.
Speaking of her tribe,
Oh,
the
no,
warriors
está
from the
demasiado
Flower Feather clan
bonito.
are formidable for sure, but we should
Me
also
gusta,
shed
me
some light
gusta.
on those who aren't as skilled.
Oh, are you talking about the wingless? That's what the tribe calls people who fail the flight trials, right? They're the challengers who fail to earn the recognition of a cuckosaur.
Exactly. But
Ya
the name
están ahí
doesn't
en la-
indicate
en el área
that
donde-
those people are weak or deserve to
Como,
be cast
en
aside.
el clan
The
de
Flower
donde
Feather
está
clan has
Chaska.
its own
Es el
definition
estilo
of strength.
vaqueritos.
There's a
Me
tacit
figura así como el estilo
understanding that the
vaquero,
wingless
estilo
are supposed
western.
to be protected until they can fly by themselves. But that assumption is challenged in Tribal Chronicles Tlalocan. Someone will dare to
Tlalocan.
ask,
Se meten mucho
what
con
if
la-
you
la
didn't
cultura-
need a cuckosaur to fly?
Se
If
meten
you
mucho a la
could change
cultura
the rules, then maybe
prehispánica.
there wouldn't be any
gusta.
wingless to begin with. Now, whether that's the right path is for us to discover. Chaska will also be there to help us find the answer. So, Be sure to check out Chaska's Tribal Chronicle if you're interested in what happens.
Is there anything else that you can tell us?
Remember how I mentioned that Chaska was raised by Cuckoosaurs?
Yeah, tell us about it.
Her Saurian mother will make an appearance in this quest. Even though she's
La madre de los
joined human
Cuckoosaurs.
society, Chaska still goes to visit her Saurian mother on occasion, especially when she needs some help with a tough situation.
Oh, so
Y el
Chaska
Traveler
still
no
has
trae
a soft side,
el
even though
poder
she's a
Pyro.
fearsome warrior.
Definitely.
Seguimos sin poder Pyro.
The Flower Feather Clan is also the setting for the
Hay un
Archon
trailer que nos
Quest
adelanta
Chapter
un
5
poquito de
interlude.
qué tan
All
poderoso va a
fires
ser,
fuel the flame.
pero parece que sí la
The
va a
tribe is
romper.
facing a crisis, and they'll need the travelers'
Esperemos.
help to find a solution.
O estará muy
What kind
exagerado el
of
trailer.
crisis?
Well, the Flower
Trailer
Feather
es
Clan
una
suffered the worst
exageración,
of the abyssal
y
contamination
es
during the
otro-
battle in version
otro
5.1.
trailer
It's
normal.
not just the human body that can't withstand high concentrations of
¿Y esto?
abyssal power. For most people, it also damages the mind.
Se puede meter en la
Many
mente
members of the
de
Flower Feather
los
Clan
NPCs.
are suffering from the mental repercussions of the abyss, and the tribe is in desperate need of aid. Iansan will be there too. After rebuilding her own tribe, the Collective of Plenty, she's traveling around Natland to help those in need.
The people of Natland really value unity.
Y
don't
Ansan
they?
va a salir
No one
también.
fights alone. That's one of my favorite things about Natland. Oh, wait. It looks like the
Capitano.
captain will also be there.
Yes,
Se ve demasiado
the captain will
impresionante.
also offer help to the tribe. You may pick
Yo no he
up
hecho la
on
misión,
some
así que no sé ni qué
interesting
onda.
information if you pay close
La
attention
vamos a
to
estar
what he
haciendo
has to say.
en stream
The
estos
captain
días.
rarely gives away too much
A ver,
information in his
espero que nos
regular interactions.
estén
But
acompañándonos por
his
allá.
secrecy here seems a little
En la
peculiar,
plataforma
so
verde.
keep an eye out, but of course, restoring
No sé
Natland's
si se
fighting
pueda decir,
spirit
pero
remains
estamos en la
top
plataforma
priority.
verde.
After
Ahí
all,
estamos
the war isn't
haciendo
over
stream.
yet. The abyssal contamination is still around, and we have a very important battle ahead. Natland needs mental fortitude more than ever
Ándale.
before.
Misión
The
del
Flower
conte número
Feather
5,
Clan
capítulo
is
5.
pretty close to the
Nos
masters of the
tenemos que
Night
apurar
Wind,
para
where
llegar
the
ahí.
Tomasaurs live. That tribe could be another good place to recover from the battle.
Oh yeah, let's check it out.
If you head west from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame and go past the towering walls, you eventually arrive at the settlement of
Wow.
the mysterious masters of
Me
the
recuerda
Night
mucho
Wind.
a
The
cuando
tribal settlement
llegamos
offers a
a
unique glowing landscape at night.
de
If
donde
you
es
venture
Kokomi,
even
no recuerdo
further,
cómo se
then
llama.
you might encounter the tribe's Wath
Murciélagos
elder,
o
or one
murciélagos.
of the many shamans who can communicate with
Murciélagos
spirits.
bebés.
I even heard that the witch doctors who live there can help cleanse your spirit. Plus, the graffiti art is really incredible. In fact, there's something special about this one. Can you figure it out?
Se la curran
travelers?
demasiado con los escenarios,
It's kind of tricky, right?
Me tienen
Well,
muy
don't worry, the
este,
Ectomosaurs can help
impresionado
us
desde
out.
hace varias actualizaciones.
Ectomosaurs are known for their wisdom. They
Buenas
can use their
actualizaciones.
unique
Ha habido buenas
sight to
actualizaciones.
detect
No
things
nos podemos
that
quejar
can't
de
be
todas.
seen through normal
Hay unas
means.
que sí están un poquito
Whoa,
flojitas, pero
okay.
hay unos
Right.
como esta puede estar
Ectomosaurs
buena.
are especially skilled
Promete.
at detecting ley lines and phlogiston. They
quiero-
can
ya
absorb
quiero andar
power
con un
from
murciélago.
phlogiston objects to enhance their abilities. Doing so allows them to jump higher, move faster, or even obtain surprising rewards.
Ay, lo siento, no puedo estar
Ectomosaurs
leyendo y
can also
viendo.
extract information from graffiti art to create special objects.
I bet that'll come in
Oh,
handy for solving puzzles.
Definitely, especially in
bárbaro.
Tribal Chronicles Mictlan, which will become available in version 5.2.
Ah, mira, para
The
estar
first
haciendo
two
las
acts
misiones
feature
de-
a lot of intriguing
de
puzzles.
mundo
So be sure to check
y
them
conocer
out,
un poquito
travelers.
más de las
Some of
de las
them
áreas
will require
nuevas.
the help of an
Es lo más
Ectomosaur,
recomendable.
and others
Sacas
can be
muchas
solved on your
protogemas,
own.
sacas
I
muchos
noticed that
recursos.
Ectomosaurs can perform
Y vas conociendo
fast-paced
las
jumps
mecánicas
when they
nuevas.
have enough phlogiston, and it looks like so much fun. Do we know anyone who can use that ability? Besides the new Saurian, I mean.
Yes, Auroran can do it too. Like the
Platíquenme si
Ectomosaurs,
están
Auroran
ahorrando
has
o
the
si
ability to rise
están
into the
tirando
air.
por los personajes
He also
como,
has a
han-
keen sense of
como
perception.
mejor les
While
parezca,
charging an
o
aim
están ahorrando
shot,
para alguien en
Auroran
especial.
will enter the spirit speaker state, allowing him to extract power from Natland's graffiti and runes.
Speaking of Auroran, I was
seguimos
honestly
ahí con
super
los
surprised
tipos
by his
fantasmitas.
personality. Before the 5.1 Archon quest, I
En
thought
mi último
that he
stream me
looked
metí
like a
en una
stern,
misión así, tipo así,
stoic,
y me
and
salió una
harsh
tipa
type of
muy
character.
difícil.
But as it turns out,
Como el
he's
capibara
just a
que
sweet
de
kid.
repente sale.
Yeah, it's kind of unexpected. right?
Ororón.
Is he really that sweet though? Just to think about
Según
Elf
como
sneaking around
según lo
behind
último
his granny's
que
back.
vi, que oí,
true.
es
The
el
tribespeople
nieto
of the
de
Masters of the Night Wind are
Citlali.
known for being eccentric.
Citlali es
But
la
Auroran really
abue.
takes it to the next level.
Yeah, it sounds like he does things his own way. I wonder if that extends to his combat abilities.
It does. Auroron is a bit different from the Natlan characters we've met so far. He doesn't need to depend on the Night Soul's Blessing state to gain
Espero
Night Soul
conseguirlo.
points, and he can maintain the Night Soul's Blessing state even while
buen
he's
personaje.
off-field.
Ah, that does sound different from the other Natlan characters. So how do his abilities work?
Let me start by explaining how Auroron gains Night Soul points.
Seguimos
This can happen
esperando
in multiple
personajes
ways.
como si Loren que rompan el
Auroron can gain
juego.
Night Soul points when one of his party members triggers a Night Soul burst.
Danos esa,
He can
esa
also gain
felicidad,
them when other
Oliver, por
party
favor.
members deal Hydro or Electro attacks to enemies after Auroron unleashes his elemental skill.
Oh, then it sounds like he works well with Hydro and Electro characters.
Yep. And in combat, when enemies take damage from electro-charged reactions or other party members deal Night Soul aligned damage,
Con Kachina,
Auroron
con
can consume
Shinkyu,
Night Soul points to enter
con
the Night Soul's Blessing state and trigger
Fischl.
the Hypersense
Okay.
effect, dealing
Se puede hacer un
electro
equipo
Oh, I
free to
see.
play
So
fácilmente.
you need to pair him with the right characters if
Mira.
you want him to gain Night Soul points, enter the Night Soul's Blessing state, and trigger the effect.
Exactly. Though
Me
I
perdí
should
a Zed,
mention
esta
that
no me lo voy a
Auroron
perder.
doesn't need to
Oh,
be on the
con
field
Ayato. Yo
to
también tengo
trigger
Ayato.
the Hypersense effect.
Wait, he can trigger even while he's off-field? That sounds really useful.
Totally. His elemental burst provides a convenient way to deal damage and support your
Oh,
party.
es como un canto
Auroron
de
performs an
murciélago,
ancient
pero
ritual with his
electro.
burst to summon a supersonic
Ah, va a poder
Oculus,
atacar desde el
which
aire.
taunts nearby enemies to draw them in. Once
Manches.
they're up close, the Oculus releases a sound wave to deal damage.
That should be
Oh.
great for crowd control.
Yes, with Auroron
quiero
in
que
your
salga.
party, dealing with large groups of enemies should be a lot easier.
Si
And
nos empieza a
speaking
ir
of
bien,
making things
hasta podemos tirar por
easier,
Chasca
Auroron
para
can also
conseguir a
improve the
Auroron.
exploration experience by boosting the gliding speed of your characters.
Ajá.
Awesome.
Auroron really
Oh,
cherishes
te da
his
velocidad al
friends.
volar,
With a little
supuestamente,
teamwork on
por
his
lo que
side,
vi
I'm
que
sure
decían.
victory will always be within reach.
Cool. So
Nueva
we
área.
introduced two of the upcoming
Está,
regions
está
in this
hermosa la área
update,
nueva,
the
eh.
Flower Feather Clan and the
Esperemos
Masters
muchos
of the Night
cofrecitos,
Wind.
muchos
But
protogemas.
there's more. Version 5.2 actually
Buenas
introduces
experiencias y
another new
unas
region.
misiones
It's called
entretenidas.
Natlan.
Oh, I think we caught a glimpse of this ancient city when we were
El
looking
botón de
at the
skip.
Flower Feather Clan. It's really beautiful from far
Ese
away.
botón de
but
skip
those
que nunca
clouds
llega.
look kind of ominous. It looks completely abandoned. Is it dangerous?
Yes. This is a restricted area in Natlan
Oh.
due to its severe abyssal contamination. And
Me
it
recuerda
seems
mucho
uninhabited.
cuando en una misión,
Over
a
the
lo mejor no la han
years,
pasado,
many
pero es una
adventurers
misión de
have
las
come here in
melucinas.
search of treasure or to slay the
Parece
dragon.
bastante.
Unfortunately, none of them have ever returned.
Tiene
The Flower
un aire
Feather
como
Clan
mítico,
often sends
como
riders to patrol
desolado.
the area and to prevent people from getting too close.
Wait, did you say slay the dragon?
Ahí me lo va a pasar un buen
I know
rato.
we introduced some adorable saurians earlier, but this creature is
En
actually
stream nos vamos a
really
pasar esta
terrifying.
área, vamos a
It
explorar.
occupies
Me
this
está
ancient
gustando
city
mucho.
and guards it fiercely. If it detects an intruder, then it will attack without
Ah,
hesitation.
Okay, that's pretty concerning.
¿Qué?
It's easy to take
¿Es
human
amigo o
saurian
enemigo?
coexistence for granted these days, but it
Oh, no
actually
puede
took
ser.
generations of effort to reach this point. This relationship wasn't nearly so harmonious in the ancient past. Travelers will need to explore Ochkanatland
de
to uncover the
Ochkanatlan.
reason behind this
Sí.
dragon's rampage. Of course, travelers won't have to do this alone. Here, take a look.
Es como que lo vamos a ir
Oh,
persiguiendo,
what's
¿no?
that?
Y vamos a
This is a
luchar contra
very
él.
important companion who will help us explore Ochkanatland.
Recuerden que va a haber,
His name is
este,
Kokui.
puede que
As for his
haya
power, well, why don't you take a guess?
Okay.
voz semanal o
is
voz
he our
diario.
moral support? You know, maybe he could make a cute noise every now and then to
No
cheer
se ha
us
visto nada
up.
todavía.
Hey, let's not put our Tapetlasaur friend out of a job. Little one works really hard.
Okay, then I've got nothing.
Remember how I mentioned that Ochkanatland is heavily corroded by the abyss? Well, that's where Kokuik comes in. We can use his power to clear abyssal contamination. Follow the direction indicated by his light to collect secret source scraps and enhance his power. Once Kokuik has enough power,
Ándale.
you can
Nuevas
take him to
mecánicas, lo
track
que les
down the
digo.
evil dragon.
What a useful little guy.
I know,
Oh,
right?
está perroncísimo
Now,
el
travelers can
dragón.
explore Ochkanatland with two companions, Kokuik and Little
Y
One.
vamos a
In
encontrar,
fact,
vamos a
I've heard
conocer
there's
nuevos
even a special
NPCs,
token
los
around here
saurios
that
de
can enable Little
Geo.
One to traverse a volcano.
Acuérdense
A
que yo
new
tengo mi
adventure
Bam
with
Bam.
Little One awaits in version 5.2. This update will bring us one step closer to uncovering the mysteries of Little One's past. Familiar Saurian companions can also help us explore Ochkanatland. For example, with the help of a Kaholosaur, we can evade source mechanism attacks.
Oh, wow.
With the help of an
Me creo que ese es de evento.
Ikitomisaur, we can solve certain puzzles. With the help of a Kukusaur, we might even
No
be able to
puede
chase down the
ser.
evil dragon. But we'll leave the rest for you to discover, travelers.
Wait, are
Va a ser
those
buena
some kind
versión,
of
gente. Me
lava
parece
fish?
buena.
Does this mean we can fish in
También
Netland?
esperamos a ver qué van a
Yes,
dar.
but I've got some friendly advice, travelers.
Pescando
You should be very careful while
peces en la
exploring
lava.
Ochkanatland. Some of
Ay,
the
eso es
abyssal
malo.
monsters here can distort their appearance to mimic powerful enemies.
Mimic,
High-level monsters
es un
such
mimic.
as the tenebrous Papilla can mimic even
Recuerden que los
stronger
mimics son como
enemies.
criaturas
It
que
looks like
imitan.
these monsters take the form of plants outside of combat.
Yep,
Por la
that's
palabra
true.
lo que lo
The
dice.
abyss has corroded Natland's ley
Mimic es
lines,
eso.
allowing these monsters to read the
En
memories
nuestra
inside
cultura
of
es
them and mimic
el
creatures
nahual.
from Terra.
How do we defeat them?
Mira así.
Travelers will need to use
Cambió al-
elemental attacks to break the
al
enemy's
Oni.
protective void wards. Doing so
Le vamos a
allows them to
partir su
take
madre.
damage and causes them to enter a brief state of confusion.
Es-
Night
mira,
Soul
tiene
Line
como forma
elemental
de
attacks are
capullo.
especially effective against these wards.
Wow, the abyss has
Primer
gotten
jefe.
so
No, jefe.
advanced.
Tenebrous
It's scary to
Papilla.
think about how much harder these fights will get if these abyssal monsters continue to
Es un
evolve.
monstruo esa
Yeah.
cosa.
Okay, that was a lot of information to take in at once. But before we take our first break, we still have a couple of short announcements. Really short, I promise. First up, limited time exploration rewards will be available
Por tiempo
in version
ilimitado.
5.2.
5.2.
Just like in version 5.1, travelers can earn up to
Ujú.
400
Te dan 400
extra premium gems.
protogemas.
And the rewards
Creo que
will
al
be available
100%,
all
no
the
sé,
way
me
through
imagino que el
version
100% de la...
5.3. It's now time
O
to
con las
introduce the
misiones.
event wishes. In the
Pero
first
tienes que
half
hacer el
of version
100% de
5.2,
exploración.
travelers can
Un
look
100%
forward to the
relativo.
event wishes
Ah,
from
viene
Chaska and
Linnea.
Lynn.
Ahí está,
Aurora
Aurorones de
will
4
also receive
estrellas.
a drop rate
Chasca,
boost.
Linnea
And
y
in the
Aurorón.
second half of
Y...
version 5.2,
¡No!
we'll have returning event wishes for Zhongli
No
and
puede
Miguelet. The
ser.
weapon banner will feature a new
Ah, el arma
5-star
está
bow,
hermosa.
Astro Vulture's
Quiero
crimson
Son Lee,
plumage, and
quiero
2
Son
new
Lee, no,
Natland-specific
no.
4-star weapons. Be sure to
Quieren
check them
nuestro
out
dinero,
if you're
gente.
interested.
Quieren nuestro
All
dinero.
right, it's time for
Ah,
our first break.
me duele,
Once we come
me
back,
quemo.
we'll dive right into the event.
Desde hace mucho quiero Son Lee. Yo sé que no es como que el mejor personaje ahorita, porque ya hay más mecánicas, pero siempre lo he querido. Me gusta mucho. Aparte, si no lo saben, yo soy 100% arcontes. A mí me gusta mucho, me gustaría mucho coleccionar los arcontes. Por colección y una que otra utilidad, la verdad. Este código. Estos códigos vencen rapidito. Vencen menos de 12 horas o algo así. Camínale rápido. Y pues son alrededor de... Casi son dos tiradas, son 2 deseos. Caen bien esos 2 deseos. ¿Y material? Un poquito de material ahí.
Welcome back, travelers.
Welcome back. Let's dive straight into the event section. So in the first event, we'll get to learn more about the Masters of the Night Wind.
That's right. In the version 5.2 event, Ikitomi Spirit-Seeking Scrolls, travelers will team up with Citlali and Auroron to get to the bottom of a mysterious accident
Ahí está
that
Citlali.
occurred within their tribe.
Travelers will need to complete combat challenges to defeat enemies who try to disrupt the ritual. They'll also need to reconstruct scenes from the tribe's woven scrolls and gather lost spirits scattered throughout the region. Travelers
¿Qué
will
es
only
esto?
be able to uncover the
Atomic
truth
Spirit
if they collect all
Seeking
the clues.
Scrolls.
But don't worry,
Hay
there
un
are also
arma.
various rewards to earn along the way, including Primo
Me imagino
Gems.
que un catalizador.
Ooh, I
Ah, es
really
un
like
pack.
the vibe of this
Será un
event.
pack.
It looks like Citlali is performing some kind of ritual.
Me imagino algo
It's
así.
also mysterious.
When a situation gets tough, it's Granny to the rescue.
Definitely.
Citlali and Auroron have some
Oh.
really fun dialogue in this event.
I'm always grabbing the popcorn whenever these two interact.
Y hay
They're
jugadores que están
practically a
enamorados de
two-person show.
Citlali.
And speaking of fun, let's get into the event gameplay.
Yes,
First up
es waifu
is the Search for
100%.
Lost Spirits minigame. Travelers will have to work together to herd the scattered roaming spirits into specific zones to earn points. Pay attention to the conditions.
Yo no soy muy fan de los eventos de Genshin Impact, pero últimamente los han estado haciendo un poquito más amigables. Los hago con más gusto. Un poquito explorar, un poquito hacer las misiones de mundo y más, soy más de hacer los eventos ahorita. En estas últimas versiones me ha gustado cómo vienen los eventos más amigables, no tanto de que ve a tal parte, no, empiézalo y ya. Eso me gusta. Solamente el main event, ese sí necesita hacerlo, viene con misiones extras y así. Es un poquito más largo. Como estuvo hace poco el evento de Nahida, es el main event. ¿Estuvo bien? Ah, ya. Es como que teníamos que armar rompecabezas. Tenemos que armar la cara del... Esa arma la quiero. Y en ese main event que les digo, estuvieron regalando a Candace. Yo sé que hay main Candace, pero casi nadie la usa. Aquí una Candace. Hubiera servido más una cachina. Necesitamos más personajes gratis.
On a related note, the Adventurers Guild has prepared a new trial for its members. Active adventurers have been invited to take on the challenge, including the Traveler. Travelers will need to complete various challenges with designated characters and fully leverage their skills to earn rewards.
Qué bueno.
I know you're up to the challenge, Travelers. Good luck.
In Mondstadt-related news, the Knights of Favonius are conducting a war game to improve security tactics in the region. And who better to test these tactics than the Honorary Knight? Be sure to pay close attention to the game, since the format has changed at this time. Travelers will need to select combat units and stratagems to deploy against opposing formations. Once the lineup is set, the monsters will fight automatically. Available combat units and stratagems are completely random. You know, just to build some unpredictability into the wargame. The chances of encountering elite combat units increases as the wargame progresses. Even more elite monsters will be available for travelers to use. It's a volatile environment, so do your best to win as many rounds as possible.
Lástima que estaba muy cortito. Van a meter a los jefes.
All right, let's keep the excitement rolling in this next event.
A los semijefes.
We actually have a demo, so
acuérdense, Star Soaring, no sé qué.
Oh, looks like they're selecting tactics. Double damage? That sounds powerful.
Para el TCG.
Whoa, it's automated.
¿Alguien juega TCG por aquí?
The elemental reaction facts are completely different.
Le vamos a dar una oportunidad en un stream, a ver quién se une.
Powerful support cards have been added for nearly every elemental reaction. Choose cards that align with your strategies to trigger powerful elemental reactions. The effects will change depending on how you play. In addition,
que den protogemas,
the overall
no
gameplay
sé,
is
semanales,
very laid back.
mensuales, unas
Characters will
poquitas.
automatically duel each other, and skill
sean
animations
así.
are now shorter in length.
A los que de repente jugamos TCG, yo lo jugué hasta que me aburrí, pero sí le avancé bastante. Claro, no soy un pro, pero
That's right. Even if
sí
you've never
se
played Genius
pudo lograr
Invocation
algo.
before, I
Hice un
really
mazo más o
recommend
menos.
checking out this new gameplay mode in version 5.2. The new version will also bring a few
mira,
updates
vamos a
to
tener a
regular
Lobo, ese
Genius
maldito,
Invocation
Lobo
TCG.
maldito.
Do you ever feel a little cooped up while you're playing card games? Well, don't worry about
Siege
that.
Queen
Our
y
next event will give travelers
esta...
the opportunity to enjoy the great outdoors. In Claw Convoy, travelers will need to help Lamia track down some adopted animals. Travelers will be able to see the animal's point of view by using a special tool. Once you've managed to deduce their location, you'll be able to track them down. Once the animals are safe and sound, travelers will receive a gift from the mysterious figure who adopted them. I feel like Auroran would really shine in this event. He's definitely an animal lover.
I can see that.
¿Una
I'm
mini
sure that
jutao?
he would jump at the chance to meet animals from other nations.
Yeah.
Animals found
Finally,
using
the ley line
el
overflow
último
event will return
ley.
in version 5.2.
Líneas
If you
ley.
need Mora or character EXP materials, then keep an
Ese
eye
me
out.
imagino que va a estar para el final de la versión. como siempre.
First up is the change to the
Y
Imaginarium
sobre
Theater.
mira, se va a
Travelers
actualizar.
will be returned to the theater lobby after completing a challenge and have to reopen the
Se va a
Fantasia tone
actualizar
to continue.
el
Travelers provided
teatro de
feedback that
fantasía.
this setup interrupted their experience.
Qué difícil es,
So,
gente, para mí.
this will no longer be the case in version 5.2.
No entiendo
Now,
muchas
after
mecánicas de
finishing
ellas,
the
así que
battle,
vamos a estarle
all you
dando
need to do is click
en vivo.
Next
Vamos a
Act
grabarles
if you
un
want to
videito
keep fighting.
de, para
Nice.
explicarle más o
Travelers can
menos
now enjoy
pues, de
the
qué va.
thrill of combat without any interruptions.
And for all the generous travelers who like to configure supports for their friends, a supporting caster record has been added in the new update.
Mira, va a
You can
estar
now
chasca
check which
para la
friends have
siguiente
borrowed your supports
versión.
by looking at the
En esta
supporting
versión
cast
creo que
screen.
está Klee
Cool.
y
It'll
no
be nice
recuerdo
to know
quién
that our
más.
supports are helping people out.
Yup. Oh, and the party configuration mechanic has also been optimized. Besides the elemental filtering, the Imaginarium Theater will now feature recommended row icons, elemental statistics, and markers for the main types of enemies.
That is so helpful. I'll
Eso
occasionally
sabe
put
mucho
together a
ayuda.
random team if I've just started experimenting with some characters, but this information should make it a lot easier to form strategic teams.
These markers will display key information on how to counter enemies, but in a much more prominent position. Hopefully, this change will make it easier for travelers to form the best teams.
Yes. Now we can directly see which elements work best against
Para
specific
enemigos
enemies.
específicos.
That's
Sí, de repente
definitely
enemigos
gonna
muy,
save some
muy
time.
For
poderosos.
sure.
En la
we can
última
expect
versión
even
que yo
more
jugué,
optimizations in the
había una
future
parte
as
donde te
travelers
quitaban
continue
mucha
to
vida.
provide valuable feedback about their
Sufrí bastante.
experiences. Okay, let's introduce the other system optimizations coming in
Ah, mira,
version 5.2.
para los
You can now sort
artefactos.
5-star artifacts in your inventory based on when you obtained them, from the most recent to the oldest.
Del más reciente
the
al más
animations for
viejito.
crafting
Ok.
materials, forging weapons, building furniture, and cooking dishes are now shorter in length.
That's really nice. The dev team designed a lot of intricate animations for these features, but it can feel a bit
mira, el botón de
frustrating when you
reclamar.
have to watch them over and over again.
There will also be several optimizations
Comida
for the
también
Serenity
se va a
Pod.
optimizar.
The seed dispensary can now hold
Me
more of
gustan esas
every
cosas.
type of seed. You'll be able to purchase wood at the Realm Depot in
Como
exchange
dicen,
for
papá
realm
está
currency.
contento.
In addition, the cooldown for the boon of the Elder Tree will be reduced to 5 seconds. This way,
El de los,
it'll
el
be
de los
easier for
árboles.
travelers to collect wood.
Awesome.
Recolector de los
I've been
árboles.
meaning to use
Ese yo lo
some
ocupo
cool
bastante,
replicas in my
por eso lo dejé de
Serenity Pot,
de
but
ocupar.
I'm always short on wood. So this should be really helpful.
Ahora sí voy a poder
I'm so
hacer el
excited
housing
for
como
ya.
tal, como
and
debería ser.
optimizations
Aumenten
have
el
been made
housing
to artifact
también.
locking. The updated
El
lock
límite.
assistance interface will allow you to configure lock settings with a single click. Just hit Use Recommended Settings and you're set.
What?
The recommended set lock plans will even update automatically based on popular in-game configurations. Of course, if you have your own ideas in mind, then you can always disable the recommended plans to configure custom ones instead.
The
¿Esto
update
qué
also
es,
allows you to
gente?
batch lock artifacts in your inventory based on the recommended general lock plan and set lock plans. This will make it
What?
much faster to organize your inventory. In addition, a shortcut button that navigates to the lock assistance interface will be added to the artifact domain challenge screen and the artifact acquisition screen. This should make it easier for travelers to configure their locking
¿Esto va a
rules
funcionar
whenever
en
they
los
want.
dominios?
A star feature will also be added next to the lock button on each artifact. Travelers can use this feature to mark their favorite artifacts and filter by stars to quickly track them down.
Ok, vas a poder poner de
treasure compasses will
favoritos.
now be able to locate even more treasure locations, including Sealies and time trial challenges. A quick swap feature will also be added for treasure
La brújula va a
compasses
tener
and
más
Oculus
funciones.
resonance stones.
¡Oh!
Enabling this feature will allow
Genial.
travelers to more easily use these devices across regions. The feature will automatically switch to the compass or stone that corresponds to your location in the game.
Awesome.
Be sure to check out future
Tempest
announcements for
of the
more
Spirit
details
and
on the version
Flame.
5.2 optimizations.
Misión con
Alright,
Citlali y
that
Ororón,
was
me
a
imagino.
lot of info, so this seems like a good time for our second break.
It's time for the third redemption code.
Ahí está, codiguito, gente, codiguito. Es para que lo vayan checando. Se están reservando cositas. Siento yo que están reservándose cositas para 5.3. Traer todo, güey, todo así como... Tengan, gente, todo lo que pidieron. No creo, ¿verdad? Pero algo así. Esto lo tenemos guardado para este día. Ya estamos entrando por allá de... ¿Qué sería? 10 días, 20. Esos de los cuentas. Los primeros de diciembre para 5.3, más o menos. Primeros de diciembre, la primera semana de diciembre. Me imagino que el martes. Se están guardando cositas. ¿Y esa?
Welcome back, travelers. What else do we have on the agenda, Gabe?
No tengo
We
un
have some
contexto
very
de
exciting news to share.
esa olla.
After the version update on November 20th,
Mhm.
travelers will be able to
Noviembre
play
20.
Genshin Impact on the Xbox Series X and S. Log into Genshin Impact
No,
on Xbox Series
primeros de
X
enero.
and S consoles to receive the Wind Glider Wings of Fate's Course Intertwined. Additionally,
Oh, está en
Xbox Game
Xbox.
Pass
Ahí
Ultimate
para todos
members can play
los que
Genshin
tenemos,
Impact
o
via
somos
cloud
usuarios de
gaming.
Xbox, de
They'll
Game
also
Pass.
find extra rewards in their in-game
Atentos ahí el
mailbox.
día 20 en
Awesome.
la versión.
All right, that should
Ya,
be
yo lo que voy a hacer,
everything.
voy a
That
compararla
means that
con la
we've
versión de
reached the
PC.
end of the
Yo lo
special
juego
program.
nada
Is
más en
there
PC.
anything that you wanna say before
Y
we
lo
go,
voy a
Kai?
comparar con la
Yes,
versión
I'm
de
really looking
Xbox.
forward to all the new characters.
La versión de
Chaska
Play
and
ya lo he
her
jugado
weapons
también.
seem really incredible.
Vamos a estar
I'd
checando
love to
ahí.
see how her travel
Pues, para que se echen una
unfolds
vuelta.
because she
Acuérdense,
has
estamos
such
en
an
la
amazing
plataforma verde.
personality. And Auroron seems like a very layered character.
Espero que entienda
The
ahí la
storytelling
plataforma
is
verde.
definitely going to shine. What about you, Gabe?
Yeah, I'm just so excited for players to
Que es
experience
como una
more of the
patada.
Matland storyline. And we have so much to explore this
Ahí
time.
pasen a
I mean,
saludar.
2 new tribes and a new area as well. And one thing I've always loved about Genshin Impact is how it's multi-platform.
Va a ser
Like, I'm
multiplataforma.
always
Es
logging in on
multiplataforma.
different devices depending on where I am. So it's just exciting to see another platform become
Falta una
available for
plataforma,
everyone.
pero
Yeah.
And
no creo que llegue a
yeah,
esa.
on that note, I hope you have fun with the new version, travelers.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Qué bueno, gente, que podemos estar viendo el live stream. Pues lo puse en YouTube porque no me puedo levantar a esa hora a estar viendo tan de madrugada el video. Y mejor me esperé para verlo un poquito más tranquilo y traerles algo, una reacción más correcta, no desvelados. Bueno, gente, yo me ando despidiendo. Muchas gracias ahí los que comenten, los que se quieran suscribir. Gracias por ver, gracias por apoyar. Estamos para lo que se ofrezca y seguimos jugando Genshin Impact. Vamos a estar transmitiendo también Zenless Sub-Zero y Honkai Star Rail. También quiero meter, no sé si sea de su agrado, quiero meter Asphalt. Voy a estar transmitiendo Asphalt en unos días de la semana. Me estoy enganchando un poquito me gustan los juegos de carreras. Bueno, gente, cuídense mucho, pásenla bien. Nos vemos en la plataforma verdecita y aquí en YouTube. Cualquier cosita y dejen en los comentarios. Muchas gracias, cuídense. Bye.